Hello, everyone. Welcome to No Drama, Just Movies. Penny for my thoughts. Now, I must admit that I bow down at the altar that is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Why? Well, because I'm a wrestling fan. And all the decades of raising the people's eyebrow, the classic catchphrases, and dropping a people's elbow with all the charisma in the world has left an indefinite mark on me, and even carried over into me wanting to support and see The Rock's movies. And the wild part about that is that unmatched charisma didn't just bring wrestling fans over to see his movies, it brought the whole world to see his movies. A wrestler turned actor. Yes, wrestler turned actor had a near decade and a half reign as the biggest movie star in the world, and coincidentally enough, he did it by, well, not even truly acting. He played himself, and it damn well worked too. So here we are, 24 years after his acting debut in The Mummy, and we actually get Dwayne attempting to be a transformative actor for the first time in his career in A24's The Smashing Machine. And does it work? Well, it's not a straightforward answer. Dwayne plays former mixed martial artist The Smashing Machine Mark Kerr, a pioneer in the early television rise of the mixed martial arts scene and known for his ability to maul his opponents into an early victory. Now let me say this, the Smashing Machine documentary that released in 2002 that this movie heavily draws from is a far better viewing experience. Why? Because it takes the time to set the stage and give you insight into the rising popularity of mixed martial arts at the time, how much more brutal and criticized the sport was by casual viewers, and how someone like Mark had to navigate these waters while also suffering from severe substance abuse issues. It's a fascinating watch that really takes the time to explore these themes. The movie, however, does not. The reality is, and this isn't by any means meant as disrespect, but nobody knows Mark Kerr. Most newer MMA fans or people who have watched the sport since the Conor McGregor rise, for example, don't recognize or even know the time in which this movie is set. That being the rise of MMA in the States and Japan. A fascinating story in itself that is also never truly explored. The movie feels like a chopped together YouTube trailer featuring some interesting moments at a glance to sell you on the movie, but it never follows through. Things feel rushed, you don't really get a feel for who these people are, and it never feels like it even comes close to hitting a crescendo in my eyes. The reality is that the draw of this movie, even after seeing it sadly, is not the story of Mark Kerr or the early rise of MMA. It's the idea of The Rock coming away from his classic personality style performances and actually taking on a more transformative role. Oscar buzz has been all over the place for Dwayne, or at least it was, and does he deserve it? Sure, if you're giving out Oscars based on efforts and attempts, all due respect, but I personally don't think this performance is Oscar worthy, and I don't think it would be fair to give him a nomination simply based on the fact that he's now trying to act better, as that does seem to be the argument by most people. That being said, it is a refreshing sight to see from Dwayne. Now, if you're a Rock fan and you're intrigued to see that, I'd say go for it. It is a decent performance, maybe even a good performance, but is it really good or great? I'd say it's for you to judge and decide for yourself, and therein lies the next big problem. Dwayne Johnson is no longer a box office draw. In 2025, it is harder than ever before to sell your movie to the audience. Gone are the days where you can predict how well a movie can do, and gone are the days when anyone, and I mean anyone, could be banked on as a bona fide box office draw, regardless of how bad the movie was. The Smashing Machine drew $6 million domestically on a $50 million budget in its opening weekend. It's a flop. No mistake about it. The audience have spoken. Now, has The Rock's allure ran cold? Did the movie not market well to audiences? Do the audience prefer to see Dwayne in more Dwayne Johnson type movies, like how the audience turned up in droves to see Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, but not much else? It's hard to tell. What is clear, however, after a run of flops is that the Dwayne Johnson era is officially over. His time at the top is done. Can he make a comeback? It's unlikely, but you can't count him out. A wrestler turned actor became one of the biggest movie stars and highest grossing movie stars of all time, and that's no easy feat. He's in an elite class and damn near tops an elite class that many never thought he would be a part of. Not a wrestler turned actor. Maybe it's time to pass the torch to someone else. Will he? Can he? I also doubt that very much, because if one thing is clear, it's that the era of the box office drawing movie star is officially dead, and the new king or queen, well, there may never be another. And Dwayne Johnson being the final boss of the box office era, well, if I was him, I would definitely raise a glass of his delicious Terramana tequila for that one. This is No Drama Just Movies. Penny for my thoughts. Take care, guys.